Welcome everyone back to a Creator's Creation session. Today we're working on the Genasi, which actually we're going to be changing the name of, actually currently. Ooh, I like the name the Pacab. Let's see, what is element? So our language is, what's the word I'm looking for? Our language in this case is Lao, which is a really interesting one. How do we pronounce this? Oh, voice output isn't available for Lao. Okay, so I'm gonna call them the Pacab. Pacab, which is gonna mean Genasi. So we're gonna grab that. And we're going to be changing a few things up in here as we go, but you'll see what I'm doing. Okay, so eventually a lot of this stuff will most likely go. We're not going to really note much of this. Note to eventually remove. So for this case, for today's recording, we're going to be doing our, basically working on these guys as much as we can. There was some lore that was kind of tossed around to the best we could. There is some wars we have to get into. And we've got a lot that we're working on. So first, let's start with when the Genasi became a species. So the Genasi are in here. So we're in the, let's go to the Tech Ages and find them. So the Genasi started in here, which is fine. And to this day, they're not actually extinct. They're actually still a species, which is nice. We do have their wars. We don't have their royalty, I don't think, yet. Let's see. Genasi. We've got the Unbroken, so we're going to come up with some new names here. We're gonna generate some new names as we're kind of going along, because this is where I always like to start, is getting the king tree filled out. So let's look up Genasi names. Just kind of generally curious what typically they use. Okay, so that works. All right, let me see what I can do here. Blaze. All right, let's do Fime. We'll do from the year, because they usually live around 700 to, oh wait, why, what is this, default, this is Arial 11, so we'll put this to Arial, and we'll put this up to 11, thank you. We'll put Fime, which will mean a blaze, so we'll put them down as one of the leaders here. Or noted kings and queens. I'm just gonna kind of use this as a subtitle here, just to kind of keep track of what their names means. Fime, Ablaze. Okay, and we'll do from the year. So they live on average 300 to 400. Let's say, sometime, because they'd probably be the first son, so they're gonna have, let's say, yeah, probably 500 years of age. Let's do because we don't have their names in here. So we'll do let's say 6995 to we'll do, let's say 500 years. So I actually have to pull up my calculator because I can't do simple mathematics in the morning when I am stoned. Not stoned, but tired and still stoned. We'll do 500 years, so 6495. So we'll do roughly, let's say 6497, and we'll just kind of make sure to add that into his notes. These will be just characters we can kind of pick from as we're kind of running things, which is kind of the idea here. Let's see, let's do another one, Pyre, which will be Fire. Oop. Alright, Fire. We'll do, we won't we'll do a rough timeline for each of these, so that way we have something here. Let's say, so this is 5,000. Say 4,998 to, say, minus 4,998 minus, let's say, 250, 230, 53. There we go. So 4,745. Okay, because the idea is we're not trying to get exact. Wait, what was it? 4,745. We're trying to just get general names kind of in the book that we can use around this time period, and then if we need anything added, we will. Now, some of the races, there's going to be a bit more because they're going to have a little bit more documented, and I'll go into that in the very beginning of the book later on. But for this one, we've got around how many ages? That is, usually it tells you how many you've selected. Where is it? Does it not? Well, that's, oh, well, that doesn't help. There used to be a thing. I guess maybe it's only in Excel that lets you see that, but there isn't too many. So we're gonna go and we're gonna add them into the book or into the listing, just so that way we have them, and we'll put their name means Pyre in common. Okay. Next, we will have. Let's try this one. Let's see. So for those who don't know, I am using a Google Translate to do my translation. We'll do then Azure will be here, Azure, and we'll do from let's say the very beginning of this 3995 to 3653. Okay, and that means we're gonna copy you over. Oops. Put you there as well, because that means you've existed for 2 ages, so we want to make sure you're there. Boom. Okay, another one down. And we're going to be kind of going through as we go here in a minute to walk through everything. I have an idea for something. Let's say, yep. All right, this will be, oops, meant to come in here. Heb. Oh, and Azure's name is literally just going to be Azure. Okay. Let's go in Akheb, and we'll do, let's say, 3223. We'll do that. So clear this. 3223 minus, let's say, 367 years. Okay, so 2856. All right. 2856. Easy one. And we'll put that translation here. This also gives us, like I said, some kings to like kind of pick from. That's kind of my expectation is I want to be able to have a list to work off of when I'm kind of creating these things and make it kind of easier to work off of. So far we're in J, the silent stage. So let's go over there. We got a couple more. Let's see. How about we'll do in this case thaw or tho na odd, which we'll do let me think. We'll do 2743 to about, let's say, 300 years, roughly. 2743 minus 286. Let's do 4247. Okay, perfect. So that puts you into 2 ages, which is good. 2457, 2457. All right. And with a longer living race, it's going to be easier to work off of overall. Tornado. Okay. Alright, so we have now the last flame. Oh, actually, wait, is that 3? No, okay. So we got the last flame next. And we're only a few more away. We're gonna call them Flare. I'm gonna do a Poifet. I like that, actually. And we'll say from 2003 to, let's say, so 300 to 400 years would be about 1600. So at 1600, then we'll say 1752. That should work, because they'll go here as well. We'll add an extra one for that. And this is going to literally mean flare. Okay. We'll fix the weird highlight thing here after we're done. And we're going to put a second one in here. So Control Enter. Nope. Control Enter. So it's going to be a bigger cell, which is fine. I actually kind of like that name. We'll do, okay. Let me scroll down a little bit. Nam Ta, who will rule from, let's say, 1453 to the year 1000. And we'll grab their name as well, put them in here. And we'll put their name, because this also gives us something to kind of work off of. We might have a lore piece for them specifically, which is great. And then we're going to do another one. Let's see. You know what? We'll do Thonim. Thonhin, rather, from the year 999 to, let's say, 507. And we'll get them over there. Perfect. And then we'll have one more. You know what they say about as far as it goes, hard men make easy times make weak men make hard times make hard men. And the last one to rule, we'll call them Flow. Sure. Kais. Okay. Kais. And we'll say from 506 to 249. So a little bit of a longer time for that one. And we forgot to mention what this person's name was. In common, there we go. And this will be a flow. Okay. And that gives us rulers from each of them. So that's easy one portion done. We'll come back to that. We're gonna kind of get rid of a few things here. We will be getting rid of a little bit of this lore later. So I'm just gonna make a quick note. To be removed once improved. Okay. Because we want to make sure that that's kind of mentioned. All right, let's start with their hierarchy, because that's usually the best place to start. So we'll have the original title of king put in here. Let's see. I will also be checking. Okay, we're at 14 minutes, not too bad. So Kasad, which will mean king. We'll come up with the translations here in a minute once we've gotten all the roles down. Now we have prince. Alright, which would be Chao Se. Prince. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I don't like that. Too long. Trying to think of a good way. What a good thing is. No, don't like that either. What's a good word for head, like a monk or leader of a monk tradition? Let me see. No, it doesn't look right to me. It doesn't sound right. I'm trying to think of a word that kind of sits well. Let's see. Actually, I'll leave that open. What is the title of the top monk at a monastery? It's called an abbot. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Athikon Bodhi. Okay. Let's see if I can kind of work that. Athikon Bodhi or abbot. And then let's just do monk. Frasong. Song monk. Okay. And then we'll do commoner from there. We'll just call them, I assume common is just con. Oh, it's actually not. Okay. Oops. Let's go with that then. Con thou pi? Oops. Thou pi. Commoner. Okay. Alrighty, easy enough. So we got that already figured out. We've got the first king from the humbling. We've got those wars going. I always like to kind of get my stuff filled out before I come up with a full thing, because some days, it doesn't always work. Marriage. Let's start here. What's the term for marriage? We'll just stick with marriage as a general term here. Commonly, most Genasi do not wed without the head of the family or the head of the family's decision, or in some cases, for those rare few families who control one of the four main monk monasteries. I think just form. Yeah, we'll kind of work on that here in a minute. For the term, I don't like the name monk monasteries because I don't think that's accurate. For the four main monasteries, yeah, we'll just call it that. Okay, or in some cases, are those rare families who control the four main monasteries in alliance between the four can be created by decision of the prince elect himself. However, majority of the time, the head of the family arranges. Oh, there we go. The head of the family arranges in the hopes, or the heads of the family, the head of the families arranges the marriage in hopes for either alliances between groups or families. Let's also fix this because that's not correct. Or in some cases, for the chance of stronger offspring. Okay. Hope for an alliance between families, or in some case, yeah, there we go, the majority. Without the head of the family making a decision. Okay. So yeah, we'll put that down for the event. So marriage in their culture is very different. Okay. And then for other events, let's see, we'll call it the Primordial Festival. And what's the term here? Oh, if I can spell. And in this case, we'll put this in parentheses. Okay, the Pathum. Yeah. A festival that happens every year upon the day of the defeat of the first and last king of the Genasi, or the Macabre. I'm gonna have to change these, yep, because we don't want to use that too much. All right, a festival that happens every year upon the day of the defeat of the first and last king of the Macabre. During this celebration, the Macabre are said to release themselves for 24 hours from their monastery duties and celebrate as true heathens would through large gatherings of both genders, as well as, don't fucking cancel me for that. This is a fantasy race. This isn't me recognizing whether or not there's the gender concept. I'm not even going to get into that debate, because you can be whatever gender you want biologically. There's only two from the scientific point of view, but whatever you identify is whatever you identify as. Through large gatherings of both genders, as well as feasting on a great through large, again, yeah, we'll do that, as well as feasting for the full time period on the great elemental boars only known to be native to the Genasi, or the Macabre. Let me look at the map here real quick for the geographic, because the Genasi have their capital, and it's like, to give you an idea, let's duplicate this real quick. So for nations, the Genasi, for reference, are kind of over in this little area next to that big river. So they're kind of more over here. That's their capital, though. So I'm going to say a lot of these, because it looks like, no, they don't hold those lands. Okay. So we'll say native to the mountainous area. Yeah, the mountain territories. Okay. They're native to the Macabre Mountains. All right. Let's go ahead and keep going for that. Religious belief. So they are believers in Shagnarok. Let me pull up my gods map here now, or my gods list. And the primordial goddess, yep. Shagnarok, primordial goddess. And that's pretty much going to be their main gods for them, is those two. Oh, and then Nyx River Song now. Okay, so we'll come back to these in a minute. Actually, let's do the primary goddess real quick. Said to have been the birth mother of the Pakab race when she was slain. It is said that her last will allowed for a wish spell strong enough that even Thief could not stop it or wanted to. And with her dying breath, the Pakab race were given life from her lifeless body. Thus, all of the Pakab celebrate the goddess as their one true mother and hold and sacrifices in her name in the worst of times. And I forgot about this. One of the things we do have is the Great Sacrifice, because the Prince Sacrifice. The Royal Offering. Or what about True Offering? I don't like how that sounds. Let me look, see. Oh, we can go with that. Okay. Consahani, which is the offering. We want to talk about this. A rare event in the Pakab lands in which the prince-elect is offered to the primordial goddess herself in dire times. The Pakab belief is that by sacrificing the prince-elect, who is said to be the grandest of Pakab, will grant... okay, wait. The Pakab belief is that by sacrificing the prince-elect, who is said to be the grandest of the Pakab, the primordial goddess in return will offer her blessing for bringing one of her lost children back to her, thus helping with whatever catastrophic situation is is currently plaguing the Pakab people. Also, we gotta do the election. We'll call it the time of charity. Okay. We'll use that. That's fine. Vela Kong Kon Kuson, which I'll do later. The pronunciation of these. Charity. An event held every 300 to 400 years in which a new Pakab is elected by the governing, or by the, where are they actually? Because I have it up here what they're going to be. There it is. The Athikon body. An event every year which the Pakab is, or a new Pakab is elected by the Athikon body to rule over the entirety of the nation. It is said the way this is done, though no outsiders are permitted within the lands of the Pacab during this time period, that the Pacab of great wealth and power begin a massive charity event in which all candidates begin donating all that they have for the benefit of the Pacab, in which the Athi then decide based on the gifts, speeches, and people's outlook on the candidate who will rule next. So perfect. So we got that. We got some of that. Let's see. And we're at our 30-minute mark. So we're going to delete the economy, and then tomorrow we'll come back to do some more work on them. Luckily, right now, the main thing is we are halfway done. Their founding has already been kind of fleshed out. Their anatomy's done. Known diseases needs to be worked up. We've already got their events, so all those are good. We will put these, though, as heading 5, because then it works better. Oops. And, I like to organize as I finish sections, so since we've already finished this section, I don't plan to add any more. Let's go ahead and do heading 5. It also pulls better when I go through and do some more work on it. So we will do the same thing here. Okay. These will get rewritten later. These need to be worked up, so we're going to have some time. All right, well, thank you all for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed.